Alright, you guys have made it to video project number 2. In this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to utilize the green screen to be able to make a variety of different video ideas. So before I get into how I'm going to do my video, what I need you guys to know is that obviously in the TV studio room, we have this big framed out green screen. Now it's not perfect, but it does accomplish what we need. You can also move it around the room if you need to. It's very big, so you can roll it out if you need a big runway. The main thing is, just like with everything in TV studio, if you use it, please return it to the way that you found it. Leave the TV studio room nice and clean. Next thing that you need to know as far as making green screen videos is that your screen doesn't necessarily have to be green. We just use this lime green color because generally we're not wearing this color in our clothes. Whatever is this color in the video is actually going to be taken out. So you also have a couple other things in class that can help you. In these ottomans in this room, we have different things in here, but the things that I keep in the ottomans is sheets. So there's a black sheet, there's a white sheet, there's another green screen sheet, and there's also this green screen suit. So there's some challenges with lighting if you use a green screen suit, but it is fun to play with, and you're more than welcome. If you got an idea to use the green screen suit to do so, I encourage you guys to be creative and find different ideas. But inside the ottoman, there's also this green screen sheet. So I'm actually going to use this green screen sheet for the example video that I'm going to make for you guys real quick. But also, with the post today, please make sure that you check out the other green screen ideas in the video that I've posted from YouTube. Guys, there's so many different things you can do with green screen, so feel free to be creative and come up with whatever it is you want to do. Alright, I have to lower this thing. Okay. Balance her back out. Right. Now, whenever you're doing green screen videos, also you have to know that you want everything to stay the same shade of green. So, as you can see here, I'm creating some shadows in my cloth. So that's going to make it harder to green screen out because it's not the same exact shade of green. That's a little bit better. So, what my hope is here is, this is not exactly how I wanted it, but I'm going to have to go even lower, actually. There we go. We're going to go with that. We're going to make the best of it. So, also you're going to need to know that you might have to play around several times with your video. Okay, this should probably be close to working. Alright, so I'm going to go. So, do another take here. I might just do to where, because I really don't want my head to go off screen. So if I'm looking here, I don't want my head to go over. And my legs are kind of going away, so that's going to be a problem. But we'll go see how it works. Alright, I figured while I was in here, I would show you a couple other things. Things you need to be careful of and think about is your whole body on the screen? Do you need your whole body on the screen? Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. So I'm going to actually tip this down just a little bit so I can show you how in editing that may or may not be important based on what you're doing. So now I can say my whole body's in it. I'll probably be able to use this. So I'd probably be like, Alright, right, let's see what I can do here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to show you how I take that footage that I just filmed and I use the green screen effects in Power Director. First off, you're going to find that in your, let's go to your TV Studio, Intro TV Studio, second semester folder. If you go to green screen video, all this is all set up for you. All the stuff that I'm using is all right here. I took the videos off the SD cards. I put them in here. I went and I got a couple pictures off the internet. I even got a video show you how you can put green screen over a video. And we're gonna go from there. So I took all this stuff right here and I imported it into my Power Director. I've already made little edits so I could try to make this a little bit shorter and concise to show you exactly what to do, but I'm gonna start from the very beginning on the first one, and then I'll just show you some clips that I've already edited on the stuff from the other videos. A couple things I will tell you here too. To get a really good green screen video, you're probably gonna take more than one attempt, and that's okay. You're gonna realize stuff while you're working on your computer, like, oh, if I would've done this, it would make it look better in the video now. So do not feel bad about having to refilm. That's part of the process. And as you get better at it, you're gonna think of these things in your head about, hey, here's how I can make this better for the future. But here we go. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the this picture. This is a picture of a TV. I'm gonna do the whole thing where I walk out of the TV with that first clip that I took. The first clip that I took is right here. I think I used the very end of it, so I think somewhere probably right around here. And then I walk through. Nope.
I really don't want my head to go off.
So right here, I say something about how I don't want my head to go in it, so off. I walk over. I'm just using Control T here to trim. So that's gonna be the clip that I use right here. I trimmed out this little clip. I used Control T out of that video that I took, and I am going to use that clip. Now, a couple things, Power Director. It's kind of weird, but whatever is on the top on the timeline is actually the bottom layer. So if I add a second layer, the second layer is now on top. So I'm gonna take and drag this clip right on top of this picture. And if I line my thing up here, you're gonna see that whenever it's playing, you don't even see the picture right now because it's below the video. So, how do you green screen? Well, I already filmed this on a green screen. First off, all the stuff on the side here, I need this to go away because I don't want that to show up in my video. So I'm gonna crop it. I click it. I believe there's a tools button here for you guys as tools, and then crop, zoom, pan is underneath of it. Or there's this on the 2024 version. So I'm gonna hit crop the selected area. I'm gonna go to 1:1, and that's gonna get rid of all that stuff on the side. So now I have that. Now I need everything that's green to go away. How do I do that? I believe for you guys, if you double click the video, it'll automatically open the screen that I'm trying to get to. Or if you hit tools and go to Pip Designer, I think that'll get you there. But in 2024, when I double click it, all my tools are over here. So you have a tools button. I need to go to chroma key. Now, once you double click your video, I think it takes you to this screen, and then over here, there are all these properties. You need to put a check mark in the box that says chroma key, and you need to hit the drop down so you can see it. Now, remember earlier I said you could technically use any color for a green screen you wanted. We just try to use obscure colors that typically people aren't wearing. Typically people don't wear lime green. So that's why we use the green screen color. You could use blue screen if you wanted. You could use a black screen, but people wear a lot of black, so it'd be tough to do that. But I'm gonna hit this dropper because this is gonna allow me to choose which color in my video do I wanna take out, and I just wanna choose the green screen somewhere. So I do that, and check it out. Everything that's green, it takes out. Now, whenever I watch it in here, you might notice that there's some flakes and things like this happening. This is where I get the opportunity to come over here and, well, I guess since, oh, I hit stop. Yeah, if I hit stop, I can come back and head over here. I can actually hit color range, and you're gonna see, I'm pointing at it, but if you could see me pointing at my screen, I am pointing to this wheel here. You're seeing as I do this, it's expanding the amount of colors that I take out. Now, as I do that, you're gonna notice that it starts to take out my shirt a little bit. And the problem with that is that depending on light and whatnot, your clothes are gonna absorb some of the colors that are in the room that you're in. So if I take out a lot, it's gonna start picking out some of that green shades in my shirt. So you gotta find out, you can play around with these sliders and figure out what works best for your video. So I'm gonna go somewhere around here. Same thing if I denoise. If I start denoising too much, it's gonna take too much of my body away. So you gotta figure out, I'm probably gonna go somewhere around 25 5. So now if I play this, it's pretty good. I'd say I have to take a little denoise off because it's taking some of my body away again. The other thing, as we work on these, if we had the perfect light conditions and the perfect smooth green screen like we do in Hollywood, things like that, or we just made the room a little bit nicer in there, we could potentially get a much better video, but it's not gonna be perfect probably. I'll show you some examples where we got really close, where you probably wouldn't notice it, and we'll go from there. But now that I have this on here, obviously I have to line this up with the image that's behind it so it makes sense, like I'm walking out of this TV. Now, from my playing around earlier, I realized that I need this picture to be bigger because I don't want to make myself too small. So I'm going to take this picture. How do I make the picture zoomed in more so the TV is bigger? I'm just going to crop it. I'm just going to crop it, and let's say I only want, let's go with this much of it. So it's going to zoom it in for me. And then I'm going to make it full screen here. Might have zoomed it in a little too much there. I'll crop it again. We'll make it a little bit bigger here. So maybe I get a little bit more of it in there. There we go. Now I have to line my video up. My video has to be lined up. I want this where the table is to be the bottom edge of the TV. So I'm going to take my video here, and I am going to go to the beginning where I'm just standing there. I'm gonna use my legs as the bottom, so I can make myself a little bit bigger here, I think. And then I'm gonna line myself up right about there. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But I need to make, also your image, you can make your image longer by clicking the edge of it. I'm just gonna make it as long as my video is. So now let's take a look at this. Let's take it from the beginning. I'm in the TV. Now, because of the table, I'm stepping out of the TV into this room. It's an optical illusion. I'll show you the first one that I did. So that's how I did it. I mean, there was a lot to it. Obviously, I had to resize the image. I had to resize the video. I had to use the chroma key. But that's how I got to it. The first one that I did before I went on camera, I think it looks a little bit smoother. Maybe I spent a little more time with it. I just want to give you an actual example in video. But here is the example of the first one I did. Okay. Now, you can also, like these, I'm using a still frame image. You could use video behind it. So I decided to be a little goofy. I also realized that red carpets are kind of strange, like where celebrities go on it and there's like all the paparazzi like, hey, turn this way, take a picture this way. I didn't realize how creepy that was. But I looked up a red carpet video of Taylor Swift. And then here's me waving on the red carpet with T-Swift. Hey, look at that. And then I thought, oh, maybe it would be like cool if I acted like I was super surprised that Taylor Swift was there. So I used this clip. Oh my God, look, it's T-Swift on the red carpet. And then that last little thing that I did in the video where I was like pointing off, I decided to use that as me being like a tourist. So look, I'm at Niagara Falls. Wow. I'm pointing around. Now, obviously, looking at this, now, here's just an example. As I look at this, things that I could have done better. I could have found an actual video of Niagara Falls where the water's falling and people are moving around behind me and things like that. When you do stuff like that, you have to make sure the video is filmed with a still camera, meaning that it's not moving around, because otherwise your body's not going to move with the camera. So that's kind of interesting. But also, I didn't think of what I was going to use until I got to my computer. I just filmed a couple things in there so you guys could see an example. But in this situation, I need to be pointing at Niagara Falls, not the camera. So it would make more sense if I like looked over my shoulder. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like pointing and you saw my back, not my front, because that doesn't really make sense. So that would be an example of like, oh, I could go refilm that and make this look a little bit better. I told you I would tell you about a time whenever we did the green screen. It looks pretty good. If you don't have a lot of motion, and you're not moving a lot, you can make it look pretty solid. I like to use the November newscast as my example. I feel like this video of Willow here, and now this is a video of an ocean in the background. Willow is standing in front of the green screen, and he's talking, so.
The month of November.
But obviously you can see
Thanksgiving. And
you can see a little bit of green around his hands and his body like that, but if you're not looking specifically for that, you would think, that looks pretty solid. We had to cut his feet off, so we left his feet at the bottom of all of these. So every single one of the newscasts that you see here where Willow is introducing something, we have him with his feet, I think, cut off. Let me see if I can find another one here. Here we go. Oh, never mind. Here's one where you can see Willow's dogs. The toes are out. Now, obviously, this one, it looks like the denoise. We probably didn't use a great denoise on that, but that happened. So, regardless, this should give you enough information. Let me go into the video one more time to get to the whole chroma key concept. First off, what you need to do is you need to take that video, trim it so that way you're getting the stuff on the sides out. You only want the green area, so I go 1 to 1. It makes a box, and then you can move the box around. Obviously, I just want to get the green screen area, and then to get the actual green screen effect, so that way you don't see the green. For you guys, you can double click the video and it should take you into Pip Designer, but you got to go to chroma key, make sure there's a checkbox there, click the dropper, click the green that you want to get rid of, play around with the color range and the denoise. Obviously don't denoise that much because then you won't be able to see yourself, and hit OK. And now you've got a green screen. So there you go. That's how you use green screen. You guys have to come up with your own idea, and you have to do that. Make sure you watch the video I've put in the Google Classroom and on the website that has green screen ideas, and then also take a look at last year's green screen videos. I always encourage people, don't feel silly about what you're recording. Obviously, this is for you're trying to learn how to use the tool, so that way you can use it in the future for an application that makes a lot of sense. But also, what I want you to do is I want you to be creative. Try to be better than what last year's videos were. So that would be good. Another thing that you could use green screen for, and we use it for our live broadcast. If I go to where did I completed videos? Here you go. So here's a video of the softball girls saying their names. And then what I did is during the broadcast of the softball game, I chroma keyed the green out, and then they were on screen. So if you like football or anything like that, you'll notice on Sunday Night Football, the players always say their name, the college they went through to, all the starters do. And I did the same thing for our live broadcast using a green screen. So sorry I kind of got off topic there, but I just thought about it whenever I was saying it. So make sure you guys do the video project, save it in your folder. Make sure all your files that you use are in your folder, and you should be good to go. I'm going to stop talking now. Bye.